ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
All right. Now, this is a story that won't impact your life too much at all, other than for me, it's the theater of it all. Karine Jean-Pierre, who's been on the show, we like her. She's an affable person, read her book. She seems like a nice lady. She was press secretary under Joe Biden, has a new book coming out in October. It is, I think, called Independent or something. I don't care. I'm not buying it. I'm not reading it. She announced today that she's leaving the Democratic Party. But the timing on the announcement, she's now an independent, and that's the name of the book, made me lift up my left eyebrow. Now, listen, make your money. People should do that. People should make their money. But this notion that somehow you're doing something really radical, and I like that you're spilling the tea on the Democratic Party and all of the shenanigans. In real time, we were watching the shenanigans go on as Obama and what's his name, George Clooney and them were pushing Joe Biden out. And I know all of y'all were like, Joe Biden, he's incapacitated. And I was like, it doesn't matter. This is about the office at this point. He could be weakened at Bernie's. We need him to win so that we can make sure that the Supreme Court and all of the Build Back Better and everything that this man set up with student loan debt forgiveness and the black farmers, that it continues. And then he could just tap out and let Kamala be president. But no, that debate was horrific and it made it difficult. But if we're thinking strategically, they put in a 34-time convicted felon, adjudicated sex offender, 6-time bankrupt, 6 deferments for bone spur person in office who they know is not capable of even reading his briefs. They don't care. Why do we care so much? And by we, I mean good people versus the horrible people. And I guess it's because we're good people. So we want things, our president should be coherent. Well, we now know all of the details, and I'm glad. Give all of the details. I want to, I'm going to hear all of the things. I'm not buying the book though. But here's the thing that, we've been talking about on these airwaves, strategy. So explain to me, first of all, Karine Jean-Pierre, where do you live? Are you in a closed primary state or an open primary state? Why does that matter? In a closed primary state, if you're an independent, you can't vote in the primary. Most closed primary states, you can either vote for the Democrat or the Republican, unless there's an independent party strength. And most closed primary states do not have a strong independent party. So there's no candidate running unless you're in with Bernie Sanders' state. The keys are independent. But when he ran for president, what did he run as? What did Bernie Sanders, all you Bernie bros out there, what did he run as? A Democrat. Why? Why did he run as a Democrat? Why didn't he run as an independent? I'll wait. Go ahead, Google search. Why did not Bernie Sanders run as an independent? If that's a thing to do. Bernie Sanders is very politically astute, like he's smart. He's not a dummy. There was a reason why he ran as a Democrat. So we have to be, I think, smart. Is this a smart move? I get it. Somebody asked me, aren't you an independent? Yes, I'm an independent person. But politically, I'm going to move strategically so that we can get as many resources and as many rights as possible. So if I'm living in a red state where it's impossible for my Democratic vote to even be heard, I'm going to back a candidate that is going to be aligned with my things, and maybe we'll run as a Republican in a red state. You know my values. Let's run somebody with your values and run them as a Republican, because in that sense, you're not going to have a chance as a Democrat because they've gerrymandered it into oblivion. And people don't show up in the primaries anyway. So if you can get a couple thousand people from your church folk and your frats and sororities to show up for you in this particular primary, you can win. And then maybe you can flip. And if enough people do it, you can flip back to Democrats or stay Republican, but just vote against the nonsense or vote for the goodness. You see, it's just strategy. So I would love to know, and this is the only reason why I'm not going to invite her on to talk about her book because I don't think I care at this point. There's too much at stake. But I do want to know what the strategy is. And unless she's going to be mounting a big independent party push, which I'm for, by the way, I would love to see a bunch of candidates. Maybe we can get Cori Bush and Gary Chambers and all. Like, let's go. Let's get some celebrity, big name. By celebrity, I mean name people to join the party. Is there a big independent party push? There might be. So let me say I'm not criticizing as much as I'm asking questions. If there's a big push, there's underground movement to have a real legitimate third party, I'm here for it. I think we need as many different shots at this as possible. I'm here for it. But just coming out and saying I'm leaving the Democratic Party when we all know that the party is made up of people, and instead of, I don't know. I get it. There is a machine and there's money and stuff, but that even speaks to, again, what's the plan? What's the plan? How do you navigate your primary? I've seen so many people, I'm an independent. Okay. Could you vote in your primary? No? Well, then, I don't know.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will